models to the floor right now. All the models to the floor right now. What? Huh? All the models to the floor right now. All the models to the floor right now.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sports Reality. My name is Jeremy John, here to bring to you all things sports, and it's a wonderful August day. Today is August. What day is it, Mike? What day is it? August 15th. School has started for some of these little kiddos, and it feels good to I'm acting like I'm a parent, but it's good to see the kids in school now. You're not going to be seeing them run around the place during the day. You know, you got a little more space in the city to do what you want to do as an adult. Mike, let's welcome Mike into the building. How's everything with you, man?
Good. It's been a very hot couple weekends. It's been very hot.
Yeah. I must say.
And by the way, shout outs to Michael Phelps for going out on top. Breaking records, a.k.a. adding to our 1,000 medal count by significant amount by 28 medals.
Yep, man.
One person.
Michael Phelps, we'll talk about him. Of course, Katie Ledecky, the U.S. women's gymnastic team. We'll get into that. USA men's basketball. Some drama there. Also, some other NBA news. LeBron James. What did he do this week? We'll talk about that. We did not speak about Russell Westbrook last week, so we'll bring that up today.
Well, he got a new shirt.
And, of course, NFL preseason officially started.
Hell yeah.
This past weekend. I probably need to find out the ratings and see how things went, but we will talk about that throughout the show. And also, this morning, I guess some comments came out from Cam Newton. I will dive into that as best as I can because I literally just woke up 45 minutes ago.
Yeah. But you look good though, man. I like how the engineer put the camera, got you nice and crisp on the screen.
I mean, I always look good though, but thanks.
I'm just saying, he look. Yeah, I'm talking about myself. I'm sorry. I just had to get one out. They never do it.
So, Cam Newton apparently had some comments, some race relation comments. I'm going to try my best to talk about it as much as I can because I literally found out about it maybe 45 minutes ago, and I was driving most of the time. So I'm going to try my best to talk about it, but then my perspective may change next week after I have read the entire article. Apparently a GQ article on him came out, and he had some interesting comments. We'll talk about that. But let's Major League Baseball news. Giancarlo Stanton is done for the rest of the year. We will get into that, but that may open the door for someone you do not expect to play for the Miami Marlins. So we'll get into all of that. Let's start before I even get into everything, you said you had a busy weekend, right, Mike?
Yeah, I had such a busy weekend. Now Morgan is talking about my shirt.
Oh, wow.
Morgan, would you like to have a wireless microphone? We have two.
Yeah, you can always be on the show.
Here we go. I got you. Here we go. No. Stop talking and talk into a microphone. There you go.
Be honest, Mike Phillips.
What?
you were pulling down your shirt.
Yes.
Earlier
Okay. Look,
to make it
look.
fit
Look.
a lot
I don't
better.
want my face on the screen, but I'm gonna show people what my shirt looks like. Is that cool?
I
Jeremy?
mean, you can. Yeah, I mean,
it's like
you can.
just. All right. Cool.
Show
So.
them how you were.
Oh Lord. That.
boy.
Ooh. Wow. All right. I gotta get up here. Then.
Yikes.
All right. Don't.
I mean, what do you mean? You don't want to reveal your face?
geez.
So look,
Oh, you're
see?
so-
Look.
I mean,
Why
so
not just wear a regular shirt?
Oh, people see my face on here before. I don't care.
I mean-
why wear your
why wear undershirt? Is that what you're trying to say?
3-year-old?
Ooh,
Ooh, 3-year-old. I don't have any children.
3-year-old shirt. Ooh,
By the way, this is an exclusive having Morgan on the microphone.
I know.
it is.
I'm not
She's
really-
usually never on the
I'm
microphone.
usually not on any form of broadcast for many reasons.
Oh man, oh man.
But
so
ca-
Morgan tried to come for your medium shirt.
exactly. But I want to. You know what? Michelle Obama
Schmedium.
told us, and Cory Booker told us that when they go low, you aim higher, right?
Whatever,
So
dude.
let's talk about "No Curfew," a song that Morgan Johnson wrote.
Yeah, talk about that, Morgan.
Well, I don't want to take over his show.
We're not.
I mean,
we're
talking
here
about
now.
it.
We got exclusive Morgan on the show right
yeah,
now.
but we can play
No?
it so people can hear it a little
Okay.
later.
All right.
You know,
So we do gotta get back to sports.
I like to be modest. But
I like to be honest.
No curfew. All platforms.
yes, yes.
Morgan
Look that
Johnson.
up on your Google search engines. But yeah, I had a busy weekend. I just want to give a shout out real quick to my boy. He's been on the show a couple times, my boy Josh Brown. I was in Nashville this past weekend. He had his white coat ceremony, and at his school for his degree. They do it at the beginning of med school. So we went down there to support him. So shout out to him for just getting to this point to get into med school. And hopefully the next 4 years is good for you. But Nashville, pretty cool city, I must say. Probably will not be one of the cities we bash on this very radio show.
No,
like,
we're not gonna bash Nashville.
Pittsburgh.
You know
or-
why? Because I'm trying to.
Or,
Okay, I'm not gonna say that
or
out loud.
Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland's a little better. They won a NBA title this summer, but I mean, we still talk
They had the
about it.
Tennessee Titans there, bro.
I mean, they're kind of bad, but
that's just
they're
the
getting a little.
team.
They're getting better.
That's the team, though. We're not talking about the team. We're talking about the city.
I mean, the city's cool, man.
But they had a great stadium, though. Do you remember the stadium, Tennessee?
I mean, yeah, but the food is lovely in Nashville. We went to so many different places, and all of it was good.
They got a good D-League basketball team.
I think so. I'm not sure. Are you making this up?
I'm making stuff.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure. I
was
don't
like,
know.
I'm working sports into your comment. Talking about the area, you know.
The wonderful thing about that city is it's not so big, and there's highways running around and through the city that you can get to different parts of the city quite quickly. Like everywhere we went was like 10-15 minute drive, which is great because you could barely go up George Avenue in 10 to 15 minutes.
That is
here.
true. That is true.
This is just
That's horrible.
one road in Washington D.C. So yeah, it was pretty cool, man. So shout out to him. A couple of my friends, we
But
went
the
out.
difference is Georgia Avenue is like hella dense with people.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, it was pretty convenient to move around the entire
True.
city. So I just got back at 5 a.m. So
So
and the thing about it, when I got home,
need a Gatorade or something.
when I got home, I wasn't really sleepy either, so I didn't really go to sleep right away. So, but I'm good. I'm glad to be here. Let's get into today in sports history. Today is August 15th, 2016, and on August 5th, my phone can start working properly.
What's the date again?
August 15th, 2016. And on August 15, 1970, Mrs. Pat Palenkis became the first woman to play, air quotes, in a pro football game when she held the ball for the Orlando, Florida Panthers. So I don't even know what league that is. This is not even telling me what league it is. But that was 1970. 1984, Pete Rose returned to become player and manager of the Cincinnati Reds. He had been away from his hometown for 6 years, Rose had been in Philadelphia and Montreal. 1990, Mark McGwire hit a grand slam in the 10th inning to become the first Major League player to hit 30 or more homers in his first 4 seasons. The Oakland Athletics beat the Boston Red Sox 6-2. I mean, it's crazy.
Mark McGwire was not on steroids or heavily on steroids then.
I mean, I think he was. I mean, yeah. I mean,
okay. Yeah, it was the beginning stages.
Yeah. 1993, Nolan Ryan got his 324th and final victory. The Texas Rangers beat the Indians 4-1. 1997, Dan Wilson hit the 3,000th Seattle Mariners home run in 1997. And also, on this day in 1997, Los Angeles Dodgers retired Tommy Lasorda's number 2 jersey. Tommy Lasorda is still involved, I think, with the organization. Pretty
What?
crazy. He's he's been there forever. Let's get into the Olympics and talk about. I guess let's start out with women's gymnastics. Since our last show last week, the U.S. women's national team won gold in their team events. They were led by Simone Biles and Allie Raisman.
Go Simone.
Yep. Like my friend said, Black Girl Magic. Woo, woo.
Yeah, that is Black Girl Magic.
It
though.
very
That really
is by definition. But yeah, so I think they were on their way to win, but that was last week, so they did win that. I want to talk about some of the other things Simone Biles had won, but she's completely dominated like everything.
Where is she from? Is she from here, right?
No,
She's from like what?
Texas.
She's from Texas.
Yeah,
That was the shooter that was from here, right?
Yeah. So Simone Biles won the women's vault. She won gold that way. She won gold for women's team all around and women's individual all around. So those are some of the medals that she had won. And I think she's looking really impressive. The last, you could say, 2 years for her, it's probably one of the best runs ever for a gymnast because she dominated the world championships the last 2 years, and then now the Olympics, the Rio Olympic Games. She is total domination. She is 19, so it does look like she has the potential to return 4 years from now, but it's not really clear, I guess, if she's going to return. We'll see how things go, but I think she's good enough to return, and I think because she's dominated so much of the competition, she probably would just return to defend her title. But what are your thoughts on Simone Biles, Mike?
With that right there, like I mean, she is good enough. But the thing we all know, and we all know as human beings, as being a human being, we all have physical changes that happen around those times. So I don't know if that's going to happen to her. But if it already happened or anything like that, but she seems like she's going to come back and do her thing. But by the way, when she turns 50 years old, she will be working at Circus Olay, making $1 million because she will be the highest paid performer at Circus Olay at 50 years old. I'm just going into the future.
You're just
going into the future.
prophesying, I guess.
Prophesying, exactly.
Yeah, I guess you're a prophet
exactly.
today, huh? But want to talk about another gymnast from the U.S. national team, Gabby Douglas. She came up in the she came up really flat in one of the other events. I think it was I gotta look that up real quick. But she ended up in 7th in one of the events, and it just wasn't her. I mean, that's just something we don't expect of Gabby Douglas, that she's going to perform that, not well. So that's something we're used to. And she's also been getting a lot of criticism for things that have things of no substance. And real quick, she got 7th in the women's uneven bars, which that's one of her, areas of expertise.
Yeah.
The uneven bars, and she ended up in 7th.
I mean, what were the other places that she got? If that's one of them.
Yeah, that's one of them. But in the team all around, she of course won. and then in the individual all around, she got third. So she got a bronze.
Okay. Oh no.
Yeah. And she's been going through a lot of things. There was of course the video and the photo of when the national anthem was playing. She didn't have her hand across her chest while the rest of the team did. And then a lot of people are talking about her hair and how she can't,
Did you go see that movie I told you about?
What movie?
Bronze.
No. Bronze?
Yeah, it's a movie called Bronze. It's about something like this right now. You're going to laugh your behind off, I promise.
I would probably have to look into that.
Yeah,
but like I said, people talking about her not saluting for the national anthem, and then also her hair. And I do want to start with the time on the podium with the national anthem. Not every athlete puts their hand on their chest, and it's also not mandatory. So I feel like a lot of people are making a big deal about something that shouldn't be made a big deal. She was standing there respectfully, and with
if she doesn't believe in the anthem, I don't think she should.
she wouldn't have stood up. She wouldn't have been there.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she went up there on the podium, stood there, is already respectful enough. And not every athlete does that. Not every politician does it either, because people were making a big fuss about it, and I can't remember which publication started putting numerous photos of other dignitaries, politicians, celebrities, athletes that didn't do the same thing and were not criticized for it. It is not a requirement to put your hand on your chest or your heart during the national anthem. If you do it, you do it. The only requirement is you be respectful. You at least stand and be respectful. And that's what she was. So that's big to do about nothing. I do want to get to the next point, though, about Gabby Douglas's hair and the criticism that she has gotten. 4 years ago when she came onto the scene in London, there was criticism. Gabby Douglas, kind of nerdy. Part of the reason, and nothing's wrong with that. I'm just stating a fact. I'm not saying it in a negative light.
No, you're not.
I'm just stating she is kind of nerdy. We saw that during the U.S. trials in 2012 when during an interview after one of her performances, they asked her. She said, "I hear you like to dance," and she's like, "Yeah." Yeah, and they asked, "Well, what are one of the dances you like to do?" She's at the time, teach me how the Dougie was out, and she said, "I like to do the Dougie." So she did it, and it was horrible, but it was funny, and I did laugh at that. Like I still laugh at that to this day because it's just funny. She dances weird, and you have to also remember,
and she's a kid.
She was a kid. You also have to remember, gymnasts have different personalities compared to other athletes. And let's be honest, gymnastics is dominated by Caucasians, by whites. And when you are in a system where you're the only or one of two or three in the entire U.S. Federation of Gymnasts, because it's not just the women that make it to the team, it's actually a large group of women that try out, that go to these academies and these schools.
Yeah, they handpick these ladies.
Yeah, when you are literally, I'm not exaggerating, one or two or three in an entire federation, I mean, you tend to not, and I'm not trying to say not being black isn't cool, but there's just certain things you're not in touch with. And so when she said she likes to do the Dougie, of course, she wasn't doing it, correctly.
Hey, where's the local gymnastics gym in D.C.?
I have no idea.
Exactly.
Yes, and that's something we got to bring up.
Like, that's the honest truth. I don't know where one is.
She's from Virginia. I want to say like the Tidewater area or Newport News, and then she pretty much got recruited by a gymnastic coach and said, "I see the potential in you. Come move with me to," I think it was like North Dakota or Montana or that's about to say country, some states up there in the North Midwest, and yeah, I mean, it's a little different. All right, it's not like you and I here in Washington D.C. where we're exposed to a lot of other things. Like this is it. But back to the hair. I mean, a lot of people were talking about that 4 years ago, and I felt like it was.
I don't know why we're talking about that. I don't.
I felt like it was, you know, people who don't understand, I guess, black hair per se.
The thing is, we're talking about hair.
No, but
with this, she's a freak. Thank you.
You're right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was brought up. But now, 4 years later, now in 2016, we still have people talking about her hair and how it's not in order and how she can do so much better with it. And then they're using the comparisons of, well, look at Simone Biles, another young black woman with nice hair. And the
Simone is in the water for most of the time, by the way, right?
No,
wrong
Simone
one.
Biles, the gymnast.
Sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
the other Simone we will get into.
Yeah, because Simone's in the water. Like, no one's talking about her hair.
Yeah. A cap on, yeah. So a lot of people are talking about Gabby Douglas, and unfortunately, it's a lot of our people, Mike, which infuriates me because of it. We should be the ones that at least understand why it may be the way it is. You know, if you want your hair to look a certain way, it does take a little more effort sometimes for certain people. For example, my hair, when I had hair, was somewhat straight but somewhat curly.
But that was in the past, though.
But
man.
I'm just saying, like, we as black people, we know what it's like with hair. Like, we know the things we have to do. Like, there are some people who do not exercise because they say, I have to do my hair after. It's not a simple, I just wash it and that's it. Like, everyone's hair is different. And I feel like we as black people need to chill with the hate. Because I feel like we're hate. When I say we, those who criticize her, I think are hating her for her accomplishments, and they're trying to find something to bring her down. And we can never have total support of anything. And I'm not saying everyone has to be 100% behind our black athletes, politicians, businessmen and women, but I feel like it's the cool thing now on social media and in the media also, when a black athlete or celebrity does something good, that we find something negative to bring it up. What are you about to say, Mike? I mean, Morgan?
They are insecure people who are not doing anything with their lives.
Exactly.
And they are intimidated by these young black women who are doing things that they could never do.
In a sport that was not pretty much, that's not open to you most of the time.
Pretty much. So because their minds couldn't conceive it, they have to pick apart the people who are actually excelling in it.
Yeah, so it's very unfortunate, man. It is very unfortunate. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
So can I ask a question? Did it sound like this? Why her hair look like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or why didn't she do this style or that style?
Oh, so
why
she didn't take time away from her from
training.
training to be a gold medalist to do her hair for 4 hours.
So it's very unfortunate. Very unfortunate that in our own community
4 hours
we're
to be
dealing
a
with
gold medalist or 4 hours to do my hair. Which one would you choose?
I mean, it's really unfortunate that a lot of people are talking about it. And she's already hinted that she's probably not going to return 4 years from now in Tokyo. I kind of thought that was going to happen anyway because of her age and the fact that she had been in. This is her second Olympic Games. But last night, I guess when she, or this weekend, I can't remember which night it was, but when she ended up in 7th for the uneven bars, she was found in the corner crying. And at the time, it really was sad. I saw the video, and it seemed like no one was there to support her. Like, yeah, the coach came over real quick, walked away. Her teammates came over real quick, walked away. And it was like she was all alone. I don't know the inner workings of her support system, but to me it looks like she doesn't really have a real support system, because that's when, as a coach, You have to be there, and you have to sometimes coddle. You have to comfort. You have to just be a coach and encourage. And I felt like she was left alone. And I feel like
I think her team. This is where you're a gold medal team. Now it's time to say, look, Gabby, we're with you all the way 100%. You talk about our homegirl, we ain't doing an interview with you. If you talked about our homegirl, we're not doing an interview with you. And a lot of those people that you said that were talking about her hair probably want interviews with these young ladies.
So it's just really unfortunate that she didn't really have the support system. Now, of course, there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
But
so somebody has
but
to
you
look
have
like
to
they
know
over
there has to be some team liaison that's like, look, you're not going to capture this. It's one thing if she was crying on the playing floor, the gymnastic floor where all the events are. But when you're like literally in a corner and someone still finds you, someone needs to be there to be like, look, you're not going to get this. You're not going to get this.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to put this on there and, show the nowadays it's really rare that people are showing that for artistic reasons. It's more showing it to embarrass you. Am I right?
Yeah.
When they show athletes crying, it's not, oh my goodness, look at the passion. It's look at this cry, baby.
I mean, if the commentator, here's the thing, they have producers at all these live events.
You're right about that. This is a show.
This is a show. Like at the end of the day,
the Olympics is the
Olympic
Olympic Games
is a show. The NBA is a show. The NFL is a show. Why do you think they have so many freaking cameras on the field at so many different angles? There's a producer out there saying, you know what? There's a soft moment right there. Let's go right there to the coach while he's talking to his player. Bow. They go right there to that shot. That is a production shot. Like they knew that shot was going to come around. That's why there's a camera over there. So the same thing with the Olympics. Like they know that females, or in the female section of gymnastics, they have seen many times before where a lady will go off to the side and cry, or a man, either one. So they know to find these corners real quick to find out if they messed up. All right, let's go to them. Let's see their reaction after they got off, and that's what they do. Like, how did they get the camera over there so fast?
I mean, exactly,
right?
It's a production.
It's a production.
It is.
Sorry, I had to go off on a tangent.
No problem. No,
a lot of people don't understand.
We were
that.
actually talking about that, and it makes a lot of sense. Let's do talk about something positive within
sports.
Within sports, Simone Manuel, first black woman to win a gold medal.
Black girl magic again.
Yeah. In swimming. Such
I
a
like that term, by the way.
She had such a emotional interview. Also, I'm gonna paraphrase what she said. She said, "This medal is not just for me, but for all the people before me."
Exactly.
That didn't have the opportunity to do what I'm doing, and she won. It was so emotional. She, of course, is a good representation of what sports can bring. And I'm so proud of her. And I hopefully 4 years from now
Where is
she's
she
competing. That I don't know.
That's because I know one thing.
I think maybe Texas.
If she's from Texas, that's even better. And it's all for all the right reasons too.
And she won 2 gold medals, by the way. She was in the medley. That was the first medal she won. She was part of that team with Katie Ledecky, who we'll get into later. But she won the 100-meter freestyle, which is, of course, a individual.
I love the fact
event.
that she broke down a stereotype that's put on a lot of African Americans.
That we can't swim.
That we can't swim. Like now, if somebody says it's like, oh, I didn't invite you to my pool party because I thought you. You want to see the gold medal picture? I'll just send a gold medal picture of her. Send her picture with her got the gold medal and just do that one time, and I promise you, they'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have did that.
So Simone Manuel's from Sugarland, Texas. I was correct.
Sugarland, I like. Ooh, wow,
yeah.
Great
she's
name.
also on the Stanford. She's also on the Stanford swimming team, which is also the same swimming team that Katie Ledecky is on. And then talking about Katie Ledecky, my goodness, she is dominating.
Oh yeah,
dominating the field right now. I'm trying to look up her stats real quick. She gets
European girl magic.
European girl magic. Hey, man, it is what it is, man.
It is what it is, yo. Like, she's good, man.
She's really good. By the way, from Bethesda, Maryland.
Bethesda, Maryland, wow. Our area, again, winning.
She has 4 gold medals in the 200-meter freestyle, the 800-meter freestyle, the 400-meter freestyle, the 4x200 freestyle relay, and a silver in the 4x100 freestyle relay.
So this area, hold up. So out of that 1,000 medal count, I don't know. I know it's above 1,000 now, but out of that 1,000 medal count that America has, that means that the Baltimore, D.C., Maryland, D.C., and Virginia area has about close to 40 medals in that thing.
I mean, well, that's just this year. Like the 1,000 medals were for Olympic history, summer
I know.
game Olympic history, but there must be a lot more from this area. But that's just in recent history.
That's just recent. Yeah, that's just recent.
That's just like the last maybe 3 Olympics we're talking about. A good 50 of them are from this area, probably.
That's a good portion of 1,000. I'm just saying.
Very good from an area which isn't
that big at all.
Not that big. You could drive
45 minutes to Baltimore, 2 hours to Richmond.
Yeah, so that's a very interesting thing that you bring up. So Katie Ledecky dominated the women's field. Michael Phelps got his 23rd
23rd. Yeesh.
gold medal of
23rd.
all time.
Yeah, 23rd. Yeah.
Of all career 23rd career gold medal.
He has 28 all together, right?
Yeah, 28 altogether, and 23 of them are gold. And he came up in silver in what was it? The which one was it?
That was an accident.
Against the Singapore the 100-meter butterfly, which is actually his event.
Yeah, that is his event.
And he came up as silver. He lost to I'm looking up the name right now. Joseph Schuling from Singapore, which, by the way, I think it was 8 years ago, took a picture with
Something
Michael
about
Phelps.
that number 23, yo.
Took a picture with Michael Phelps and said, hey, Michael Phelps is my, role model, my hero, and he beat him in his own event. That's pretty cool, by the way.
And they had a picture of him when he was younger.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like 8 years ago.
Dang.
And he beat him from Singapore. I mean,
that's cool.
It is cool. Like, I can't even be mad that Phelps ended up in second. Yeah,
Phelps
I know.
Was probably like, yo,
I just
lost to you. I'm pissed, but dude, like, you deserve it.
Yeah, that's a big honor, man. That's a big honor, man. Let's move on to the real quick track and field. Usain Bolt dominating.
Yep.
100-meter.
Another smoker winning medals.
There was a video in one of his. You're right about that. There was one of his videos, one of the heats that he was in, where he was literally striding, like jogging.
Yeah.
And then he caught up, and then kind of jogged to the finish line. And how you could tell he was jogging is because everyone, you could tell they're putting their full effort, straining, like running hard, and he was just gliding.
Yeah, he had a cup of tea
place.
at the same time, didn't he?
What'd he say?
He had a cup of tea in his hand at the same time, right?
It might as well have been. Might as well have been. But then in the 100-meter final last night, got gold medal. Justin Gatlin got silver. I mean, Usain Bolt is just a man. I mean, shout out to my I guess my Jamaican brethren that I know. They're I guess I don't even think they're celebrating. I think they just know it was bound to happen. He's, by the way, the first athlete to win the 100-meter gold medal 3 times.
I want to know what his medal count is.
I don't know his total, but I mean he won the 100. He won the 200 in 2012. I assume he won some other events, but he won the 100 this year. The 200 meters coming up soon. Also talking about track and field, my boy Karani James. Unfortunately, Karani James by the way from Grenada. Remember 2 weeks ago we spoke about a Grenadian Formula One race car driver.
Uh-huh.
Well, of course, Karani James is he was the defending 400-meter gold medalist. He came up in second, and he got silver last night.
Was it Usain Bolt?
Usain doesn't compete in the 400.
Oh man, we got to get Usain Bolt in
That's not one of his strong suits. Karani James, that's his strong suit.
Oh, okay.
And actually, Karani, when they did, I think Usain ran the 400 in like one of the world events a few years ago, and Kirani just destroyed him.
Yeah.
That's
He's
just
a
not-
short distance.
yeah,
runner,
he's short
yeah.
distance. Yeah, but Kirani came up in second to get silver. Still proud of him. Grenada's such a very Grenada's is smaller than about the size of DC maybe. So the fact that this small
little
island nation already has a gold medalist and now a silver medalist, and in that event there was actually 2 Grenadians in that event, so that's a big deal. Shout out to
They about to
him.
blow shit up, right? Grenadian.
Shout out to him. Shout out to Greens.
That was a corny joke. It's not Grenader.
Grenada.
I said Grenada, but then I did say Grenada for.
No, Grenadians. If you're from Grenada, yes.
Grenadian.
Yes, Grenadian.
Did they say
not
A
Grenada.
or did they say?
I don't know how you got that one.
Boom.
Yeah, talk about USA men's basketball. They were winning. They're undefeated in pool play, but these games are getting closer and closer. The first two games, they were blowing those teams out. The first game was China. Of course, China's not that good. Then the second game was who was the second game? Can't remember who the second game was. But the third game was against Australia. That was a close game. It took Carmelo Anthony to go off, and they won by 10 points. But yesterday, they won by 3 points against France. France is one of the teams that they were
kind of close.
Yeah, kind of close.
That makes you not want to watch them play anymore.
Nah, man, it's actually
just blowing
a lot of
out.
people were saying, "Oh, it's not going to be entertaining." They're blowing these teams out, and then they blew out China, and it's like, "Oh my gosh, like it's not even fun anymore." They need to bring the college athletes back. I'm sorry, you bring the college athletes, they're going to lose to these pros from the other countries.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen, because the college athletes that are actually going to be in it aren't going to be those that left after 1 year.
And also, don't they have like a couple college players on the team?
No, not this year. This is
Not
actually
this year?
the first year there's not a college player on there.
Oh wow.
But
Do you consider the pros that didn't go by citing Zika, are they bitches?
that Zika's real.
I
think
didn't
they're
ask you
bitches.
if Zika was real or not.
That Zika's
I
real.
asked you, are the players, the good players, Westbrook, Curry, we're talking about the guys that would make these games not close.
Yeah, you're right.
What do you think of those players that decided not to go?
I don't think anyone. I want to say James Harden is the only one out of the superstars that kind of said, "Yo, I'm not going because of Zika." Westbrook was kind of trying to heal up from an injury. LeBron James just played into June every year since 2011.
By the way, LeBron's
So,
Instagram game is on point.
Curry with the injuries, so they had great excuses. If they didn't have these issues and they didn't show up, then I might say, yeah, man, it really is Zika.
But these games are not that close though.
What do you mean? With the game yesterday, they only won by 3 points,
They only won by 3 points.
and Klay Thompson had to go off for 30 for that to happen.
What?
Yeah, it was close. It came down to the end.
With Carmelo and K. No,
France is good.
I know France is good. I know that, but 3 points.
Yeah. And I still believe the U.S. men's are gonna win gold. It's just
Of course, it's not.
going to be. It's just going to be very competitive now.
With France.
I don't know who's I didn't really look to see who's advancing in the knockout stage, but this is the time where you have to win. Now you can't lose a game at this point
But also, like Spain would have been really good
if everyone
if
win.
Marc Gasol and a bunch of other folks
and
from Spain,
Serge Ibaka,
Serge Ibaka, actually, it's just a fluke that America is winning because there are 2 teams. It's Spain and then I want to say like Serbia or something.
Serbia was missing.
Serbia.
Serbia's pretty
That's
decent.
missing
They gave them a run
like,
on Friday.
really good folks. So
But
it's
they had some of the same reasons. They didn't want to go
Argentina.
because of the Zika. Some of them didn't want to go for Zika.
I'm telling you, the Olympics only happens every 4 years. I
That's
would
the
risk
thing.
it. I would risk it.
I guess in basketball, you got to remember basketball. There's so many other world events.
Exactly.
And some
You
of
got
these guys
FIBA,
play
too.
professionally somewhere. They're kind of like, okay, I missed out this year. I will make it next year or the next time. It's not like you say swimming or other things where this might be it. Like, so I
But
gotta
it
make
must be a must be because KD have done most of all these world events.
Yeah, KD, this is his
He loves
second.
these
Yeah,
joints.
he likes them. He loves
He
them.
loves these joints
Yes,
to
definitely.
the point where he
So I
got the world event to come here.
I think the men's basketball team will end up winning, but it will be It will be close. There'll be times you look at them and say, "How are these guys in the NBA?" Because some of the decision making they make, you're kind of like, these are supposed to be the best basketball players. Like DeMar DeRozan, I don't know. Sometimes the stuff he does on offense, I'm kind of like, bruh, do you know how to play basketball? And then sometimes he does something, and I'm like, oh, like that was nasty. So it's interesting.
Yeah,
I do want to get, how much time we got, Mike? What do we got? 15 minutes?
You got about 15 minutes, yeah.
All right. So quickly, I want to get into baseball. Giancarlo Stanton injured his groin, out for the rest of the season, and that may have opened the door for someone who just retired. Do you know who that someone is?
No.
Alex Rodriguez. There are already rumblings
Oh, God.
2 days after his retirement or his forced retirement. By the way, during his last game at Yankee
Why would
Stadium,
he just let
went
him ride
1 for
off
4.
in the wind? Why couldn't he just like get on the little boat, pedal two pedals, and then he just floats nicely
because
away?
I told you last week he was being forced out. He didn't make this choice.
I
The
know
the
that,
Yankees forced him out. So now that there's a team that might actually offer him some money again to play, and he's actually going to play, he might just go out there. And the team is actually in the wild card race. They might make the playoffs. And once they make the playoffs,
He's a good bet, though. He's a good bet. I ain't gonna lie. He's a good bet.
I mean, I don't know if he's fully healthy.
We got a New York fan back that just said that he said that. There you go. He's also
I think you also got to remember A-Rod's from Miami. I think the change of scenery might just make him better.
Yeah,
for the
it
next
might.
next
It
2
might.
months, he might just be like, "Look, there's no pressure playing down here. I just get to come down here and play baseball."
I thought
in New
he-
York, there's a lot of pressure. There's the criticism which well-deserved criticism at times,
I
but
thought at 296 batting average was a nice way to go out with.
he's also only 400 home runs away from 700, and that's a nice round
Yeah,
number.
that is true.
Nice round number.
That is
400.
true.
I mean 700. So he's only 4 home runs away from that.
He needs his and look.
I think
I think
he's
he
going to
should
end
go. I
up
think
coming
he should
back.
go. I think he should
He
go.
will
Come
come
back.
even though his plan was to become a special assistant, special coach advisor for the Yankees. The Yankees still owe him money, so it's not like they're going to say, "Hey, you're not getting this money."
They can't screw him. You know?
Yeah,
But
they owe him money.
But here's the thing, though. It's a good thing. A-Rod, if you come back, knock those things out, because you know baseball is about the numbers. Make your numbers right. Go off on top. That's all I got. That's all I have to say about A-Rod.
Let's the New York fan over there.
Yeah, always New York.
That fan over there is over there. The I guess you would call it the Teapot, the fan over there, and
The fan over there.
fan over there, the Teapot. Oh, that's a new saying around here. I need a copyright.
But I ain't
that.
gonna lie, for a New York fan, I know how it feels. I don't know how it feels actually, because my team.
I mean, they win every few years, so
but that's in the past. But with A-Rod, he did take a lot of money from y'all. Y'all could have got some nice young players to brought that team along, got some championships. I feel your pain on that situation, but let him go off and get his 4 home runs.
I mean,
but he can get there.
If he goes to Miami, I bet you he'll be rejuvenated
might.
enough to get these home runs and even more.
You know?
and may actually. I mean, he has to play the field,
But you know they got
but he
Zika.
probably won't play every day.
You know they got Zika down there, so
I mean,
you know
they
how
got
these
Zeke
athletes are
everywhere,
now.
bro. They got Zeke everywhere, but you got to
And
remember.
A-Rod is one of those type of guys that might say, "Ooh, Zika."
Yeah, you got to remember though, he's from Miami, going back home. That'd be such a
That would be a good place.
good
back.
PR. The stadium doesn't fill up for anything, even though the team is pretty decent.
Yeah.
People don't go to the game. They won't go for A-Rod.
But you know what happened, like in the beginning, right? When they went to Miami, like remember what they was talking about the coach, and the coach was like against Spanish people or something like that.
I don't remember that, but I'm not saying you're false.
It was something
but-
that the coach did that kind of deterred the fans in the beginning. But A-Rod
Oh,
coming back.
you're talking about he's not there anymore. But
Yeah,
Ozzie,
got-
Ozzie Guillen,
Ozzie, yes.
yes, he used to say some reckless things, and how he said Castro's actually a good leader.
Yeah, it was about the he said something about the Cubans. You're right. Yeah,
and I guess he forgot that the stadium's in Little Havana in Miami. That you saying Castro's a good leader would rub it wouldn't rub anyone the wrong way. That clown. Ozzie Guillen has some quotes though. So
yeah, he did, but he
Quotes.
was an okay manager though.
he was pretty decent.
He was a pretty decent manager.
Let's move on to NBA real quick. Russell Westbrook. We didn't talk about it last week, so I'm gonna bring it up this week. Russell Westbrook signed a 3-year deal, a 3-year extension with an
What?
opt out after 2 years to stay with Oklahoma City.
Ooh.
So he'll at least have this season and next season to decide what he's going to do.
I'm sorry, OKC.
I believe he will end up staying even longer.
I don't think so.
I think he would. Because you know whose contract is coming up to end and is from Oklahoma?
Who?
Blake Griffin.
Are you serious?
Yep.
He's not liking it in
And things aren't looking too good with Blake Griffin in LA, especially after the incident where he punched the team worker.
Ooh.
That was just one of the things that have led up.
Oh well.
It seems like he loves the city of LA, but things aren't going too good with the Clippers. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if he ends up in Oklahoma City
If he gets
this
there,
season or next season.
if he gets there, that's a good move to keep Russell. But if he's not there within the next year and a half, I'm saying year and a half,
I think Russell is one of those rare breeds right now.
that stays.
He's going to want to stay, I think.
I don't know.
I think he's going to be good.
I don't know.
And the fact that he signed he could have literally signed a 1-year deal,
He could have.
but the fact that he signed a 3-year, yes, 2 years, and then an option, the fact that he did that shows something. LeBron James signed his contract this week, and he is now annually the highest paid basketball player in NBA history.
He
What
deserves
did
it.
I say a few weeks ago during NBA free agency when all of these quote unquote bums were getting paid? And everyone was like, how is what's the dude? Timofey Mozgov getting $16 million a year? How is Bradley Beal getting $20 million a year?
Because this is
How
how the
is-
contract got structured.
How is Mike Conley, yes, an all-star? No, he's never been an all-star,
No,
but a
he's never
very
been an
good point
all-star.
guard getting $25 million a year.
Because he's worth it.
How is this player that was literally making $1 million last year now getting paid $15 million?
Because he's worth it.
Because the cap went up. So that means if the cap went up, the salary floor went up also, which means you have to pay these players. Oh, and by the way, now LeBron James annually is going to get paid $33 million. Just like probably next year, Steph Curry is going to get paid $33 million or around there. Just like all the other superstars are going to start getting, their max contracts are now going to be in the $30 million range instead of the $20 million range. So now it's all balancing out, and now all of y'all could, be quiet and stop talking about these contracts because the NBA is making money hand over fist. They got to pay somebody. You just can't be holding on to the money like the NFL is, making billions of dollars and not paying their athletes. I don't care that they have 53 players and a practice squad. The NFL has buku money where they could really offer these players a lot more. The NBA is just doing what's right. They're saying, look, we got all this money. Let's get it to the players.
That's true.
So,
They're not bringing a bad decision, though.
so all of y'all talking about all these contracts that were horrible. I mean, they don't look so horrible now.
No.
It just looks there. I mean, they look just about right now. We have NFL preseason that started. And since last weekend's Hall of Fame game was canceled, I'm sorry, I just saw a text. Threw me off. But since it got canceled, the first preseason game in the NFL, you want to guess who played?
Who?
It was the Los Angeles Rams in their first game back in L.A. in over 20 years. Their first game back at the Coliseum since 1979. And America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
You know what's funny? That didn't even come on my radar.
Don't.
That didn't even come on my radar. Sorry. That'd be me.
Don't talk bad.
I'm not talking bad. It just
it was pretty cool seeing the Rams back in L.A., even though initially I was like, I mean, I still believe L.A. didn't need a team, but now that the team is there, I guess it's cool.
it's cool now, huh? It's cool to have a team now, huh?
I mean, it's cool that there's a team there and they get to play in the Coliseum. The Coliseum is a historical landmark when it comes to sports.
Yeah, it is.
And it's one of those throwback stadiums. It's just one big bowl. There's no luxury suites. There's no big amenities. It's just a football stadium. You know, when you go there, you're going to watch football. You're not going there to mingle with people. You're not going there to network like some of these other stadiums are made right now where the product on the game is a
They
product on the
retrofitted
field.
the Coliseum, though, right?
What do you say?
They retrofitted the Coliseum, right?
I mean, they added some area on the field level, but, I mean, it still has no luxury suites because that's where USC plays, and it's on the campus of USC.
Okay.
I mean, for those that don't know, the LA Coliseum was where, like I say, USC played, where the Rams played when they initially moved to LA back in I think it was the 50s or 60s, where the 84 Olympic Games were held right there. So it's an iconic stadium. Also, with the time of the game, it was perfect. The sun was out. It was good weather. And a lot of fans, of course, of the America's team was out there, too. So you had a lot of fans out there. Yeah. Very first play, Lucky Whitehead runs it all the way back for a touchdown. There's Brian gets his catches. Dak Prescott, who started for the Cowboys, had a phenomenal game. Yes, his preseason game number 1, but still phenomenal for his first NFL debut. Jared Goff went 3 for 6, 39 yards and an interception. But he seems like he's going, I mean, it was his first game also. Case Keenum started for the Rams. He played okay. The Rams did come back in the second half to beat the Dallas Cowboys 28 to 24. But some other news in the NFL. The second overall draft pick, Carson Wentz from North Dakota.